Ladies, it's time for some truth. Society has long painted a picture that women should be delicate, agreeable, and soft to be accepted. But let me tell you this, being soft in the face of challenges will not help you achieve your dreams, command respect, or live the life you deserve. It's time to rise, reclaim your power, and stop letting life push you around. Being strong doesn't mean being harsh or losing your kindness. It means standing your ground, speaking up, and knowing your worth. It's about being resilient when life tests you, being assertive when people underestimate you, and being unapologetic about your ambitions. Too often we prioritize pleasing others over prioritizing ourselves. We let fear, doubt, and comfort zones hold us back. That ends today. You were not born to play small, you were born to lead, to break barriers and to live boldly. Knowing your worth is the foundation of confidence, strength, and self-respect. It means recognizing that you are valuable, capable, and deserving of everything you desire, whether it's respect, love, success, or happiness. Too many times women compromise their standards, settle for less, or accept treatment that diminishes their self-esteem. Why? Because they've been conditioned to believe that asking for more is selfish or that standing up for themselves is too much. But let me tell you, knowing your worth is not arrogance, it's self-awareness. When you truly know your worth, you stop chasing people who don't value you, and you stop tolerating environments that drain you. You begin to walk away from relationships, jobs, and friendships that undermine your potential. It's about standing tall when someone tries to disrespect you, speaking up when your efforts go unnoticed, and never letting anyone's opinion define your self-image. Knowing your worth also means setting boundaries without guilt. It's understanding that you are not responsible for pleasing everyone, and it's okay to say no when something doesn't serve your growth. When you embrace your worth, you start making decisions that align with your goals, not decisions based on fear of rejection or judgment. It's about the choices you make every day. Are you choosing comfort over growth? Are you allowing people to take advantage of your kindness? Or are you stepping into your power, demanding respect and knowing that you deserve nothing but the best? Women who know their worth don't settle, they rise. They invest in themselves, whether that's through education, self-care, or chasing their dreams unapologetically. They surround themselves with people who uplift them. And most importantly, they believe in their capabilities even when the world tries to convince them otherwise. Your worth is not determined by your past mistakes, your relationship status, your job title, or anyone's opinion of you. It's inherent. You don't have to earn it. It's already yours. The question is, will you claim it? Will you live like someone who knows she deserves the best that life has to offer? Because the moment you do, everything begins to change. Opportunities appear, people treat you differently. Doors that once seemed closed begin to open, not because the world changed, but because you did. And that's the power of knowing your worth. It transforms not just how you see yourself, but how the world responds to you. Expanded key point 2, speak up and be heard is one of the most powerful things you can do to claim your space in the world. Far too often, women hold back their thoughts, opinions, and ideas out of fear of being judged, misunderstood, or labeled as too aggressive or too emotional. But staying silent doesn't protect you, it diminishes you. Every time you silence yourself to make others comfortable, you send a message to yourself and to the world that your voice doesn't matter. And that couldn't be further from the truth. Your voice matters, your perspective matters, your experiences matter. Speaking up isn't just about raising your voice in conversations. It's about standing firm in your beliefs, advocating for yourself, and ensuring you are respected in every room you enter. Think about how many opportunities are missed because someone was too afraid to share an idea. Or how many injustices go unchallenged because people stay quiet. How many times have you walked away from a conversation thinking, I should have said something? That regret of staying silent lingers far longer than the temporary discomfort of speaking up. And it's not just about big moments or public speeches, it's in everyday situations. It's telling a friend when they've crossed a boundary. It's voicing your opinion in a meeting instead of nodding along. It's speaking out against disrespect, even when it's subtle. Because if you don't advocate for yourself, who will? People will treat you based on what you tolerate. If you constantly downplay your ideas or let others talk over you, they'll believe your input is invaluable. But when you speak up consistently and confidently, people begin to listen and respect follows. Speaking up doesn't mean you have to be loud or confrontational. It's about being assertive, not aggressive. It's about communicating clearly with confidence and without apologizing for having a voice. How many times do we hear women start sentences with, I'm sorry, but this might be a silly idea, but stop that. You have nothing to apologize for when expressing yourself. Own your words. Remove the disclaimers. Be direct. Be clear. When you speak, do it with the belief that what you say is worth hearing, because it is. And yes, it can be uncomfortable at first, especially if you're not used to asserting yourself. You might worry about being disliked or upsetting someone. But remember this, your goal isn't to please everyone. It's to respect yourself. Some people might not like it when you start speaking up, especially if they benefited from your silence. Let them be uncomfortable. That's not your burden to carry. Your responsibility is to yourself, to honor your voice and use it as a tool of power it is. The ability to speak up is not just for personal gain. It's how you influence change. It's how you inspire others who are still finding their courage. When you speak up, you give others permission to do the same. You become a leader, whether you realize it or not. Your voice can challenge injustice, spark innovation, and open doors, not just for you, but for those who come after you. So the next time you feel that hesitation, the lump in your throat, the quickening heartbeat, pause and ask yourself, what's more important, my temporary discomfort or my long-term self-respect? Speak up for the promotion you deserve. Speak up when you're being mistreated. Speak up when you have an idea that could make a difference. Your voice is your power. Use it. One of the greatest acts of self-liberation is learning to stop people-pleasing. For too long, women have been conditioned to prioritize everyone else's happiness above their own, to be agreeable, accommodating, and self-sacrificing, even at the expense of their own well-being. We say yes when we want to say no. We take on responsibilities we don't have the energy for, and we swallow our feelings just to keep the peace. But at what cost? Constantly pleasing others drains your energy, clouds your identity, and leaves you feeling resentful and exhausted. It's time to stop sacrificing your happiness for the comfort of others. Your life is not a charity for everyone else's needs. People-pleasing often stems from the fear of rejection or the need for validation. You might worry that if you set boundaries or say no, people will think you're selfish or rude. But let me ask you this. What's truly selfish? Taking care of your own needs or expecting someone to constantly give while neglecting themselves? Saying no is not rude. Setting boundaries is not cruel. In fact, it's one of the most respectful things you can do for yourself and for others. When you say yes to things you don't want to do, you're not being kind, you're being dishonest. Authenticity matters more than approval. Understand this. You are not responsible for how others react to your boundaries. If someone gets upset because you finally decided to prioritize yourself, that's their issue to deal with, not yours. People who truly respect you will understand. Those who don't were only benefiting from your lack of boundaries. Stop sacrificing your mental peace just to avoid temporary discomfort. You weren't put on this earth to be everyone's doormat. Being nice should not come at the expense of being true to yourself. Think about how much time you wasted doing things you didn't want to do just to avoid disappointing someone. How many events have you attended